What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So yesterday when I went live, I spoke about the younger generation and the elder abuse that a lot of the younger generation face, right? And I don't even think it's just the younger generation. It's people in their 40s, people in their 30s as well. You know what I mean? You see it all throughout families. In particular, a lot of times I can speak as a black man. We see it across black families quite often. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The elder abuse that's stopping you from coming around your family after you've gained a little weight over a year span, right? You don't want to come around your family because you know Aunt Joe or Uncle Bobby or Auntie Dolores or whatever. They're gonna say mean spirited things to you regarding your weight gain, right? Like we always see them jokes. People like, yo, gaining weight in a black family is traumatizing because the elders will talk without filter and disparage you in all type of ways. And it's not just about weight gain either. Let you not be married or not have any children and see how the elders talk about you and talk to you. Trash you, belittle you, I mean, just denigrate you. Like no, like you nobody. And that is crazy to me, but it's something that is a real thing for real. And you come around and even not even just regarding children or family, whether it's your career, etc. Go around a lot of elders and they will talk crazy, say the most mean spirited things to you and expect you to just be humble and not say anything back. They expect you to just say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, and it is what it is. And to me, that is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Me personally, I've always been a person who has shown grace and shown respect to elders. That's how I was raised by my mother and father. However, I've spoken about elders in our community not being so kind. For real, not being so kind to the youth. And I know the elders have been through a lot during their times growing up and, Jim Crow America, et cetera, experiencing a lot of different things. But at some point, that trauma that trauma has to be healed in some way. And we shouldn't give you a pass to be disrespectful towards others due to the trauma that you face. Seriously. Like I know people who talk about the fact like, yo, I don't want to go to family outings or I don't want to be around my people because I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know what will be said about me, by my family members if I come around due to you maybe not having a job or or not being in the field you want to be in, due to you gaining weight, due to you not being married, not having children, not being in a relationship, etc. These things are real. And I think because you remember when I made that video, y'all, I talked about Judge Joe Brown. And in that video, I was telling the truth about Judge Joe Brown, and I was doing it without a filter. I was doing it raw and uncut, and I was telling the harsh truths about him as a person and the type of bootlicker that he is and how he throws black people under the bus on a consistent basis. And I say, you know what? While I'm making this video, I understand that there are going to be people who see this and say, Malcolm, you shouldn't say that. He's an elder. He's an elder. He's an elder. He's older than you. He's had certain life experiences. You shouldn't say that. And I say, you know what? I'm tired of a person being an elder, that being an excuse for them to just be mean spirited, for them to be vile, for them to just say egregious things with no pushback whatsoever. Because a lot of times, a lot of the elder abuse a lot of the abuse that the elders throw around to the younger generation, the verbal abuse and all of that, they do it because they know they can do it unscathed. They know, hey, if I say this, nobody's going to say nothing because I'm Aunt Joe, I'm Uncle Bobby, I'm Grandma, I'm Grandma Susan, I'm Grandma Shirley. Nobody gonna say something. Excuse me. Nobody gonna say nothing to me because I'm grandmama, I'm auntie, I'm great uncle, I'm grandpa, and I gotta stop because people have feelings, regardless of their age. People have feelings. People, have emotions, and You don't get a pass to be a sociopath because you're older. And that's wild that I have to say that. But we have to make that clear. You don't get a pass to be a sociopath because you're older, right? Because there are a lot of people who are older who are still not good people. There's a lot of people who are older. There's a lot of old fools running around. Now, I'm gonna say it, man. And I see it all the time regarding certain people in our society who say, like, y'all remember again when I spoke about Morgan Freeman and I spoke about him saying that in order to stop racism, we should stop talking about it. And I said only a fool would make a statement like that, right? Because a lot of white supremacists, a lot of anti-black conservatives saw that quote from Morgan Freeman and they loved it. They shared it everywhere. Morgan Freeman said, in order to stop racism, you stop talking about it. And I said, when in society has a problem ever been resolved by not talking about something? But Morgan Freeman spewed that nonsense because he'd been rubbing up next to them anti-black elites for a while, and people will look at him as wise because he's an elder. And I say, no, it's a lot of old fools in our lifetime. A lot of people who got older and still do foolish things and still act out and still don't act appropriately. And people just think because they're older, they're doing something, they've done everything right, or they are in the right because they are older. And that's not the truth. And it's not the truth when you see elders in families denigrating people, talking crazy to them. I mean, I've seen it, I've witnessed it for real from you seeing elder. I mean, hell, in my own family, in my friends' family, etc. Where elders just say whatever, hurt people's feelings, have people crying, having people distraught. I mean, having people just terrified to even come around because ain't no telling what's going to come out of grandma mouth or grandpa mouth or auntie mouth, great uncle, great auntie. Ain't nothing, you don't know what's going to come out their mouth. And it could be something that could be very damaging to a person's self-esteem, very damaging to a person's again, self-esteem or image of oneself, very damaging to a person's emotional state. For real. And I'm like, yo, this is a real thing, man, and it gotta stop. There is no way if I gain, because speaking as a person who's gained weight over the years, man, I got out of grad school, y'all. I was about 170 pounds. I'm well over 200 pounds now, right? And again, I was in undergrad. I was probably 150 pounds soaking wet. You know what I mean? And so I can only imagine going around family, growing around people that you love, and hearing how fat you didn't get every single time you come around. Nobody want to hear that. And it's not cool. And elders, they will keep that shit going. They won't make one comment. They will keep it going. You didn't get fat over. They give you a whole plate of that food. You want to eat up everything. I see how wide you didn't get. You didn't can't even come through the door. They'll say stuff like that. But if you talk about how they've had a big back for 30, 40 years, if you say that to them, are they ready to snap? They ready to tell your mama on you, your dad. They ready to call you disrespectful. If you tell them it looked like you've been living at the table for 40 years, they're gonna get enraged. They're gonna be ready to fight. But it's like, hold on. How you think you're gonna say all type of crazy stuff to me and think I ain't gonna say nothing back, or think I should just let it ride and let you just berate me with insults, like just rain insults on me and think I'm just gonna smile and say, oh, thank you, auntie. Oh, you know what, uncle, I'm gonna take that in stride. Hell no. You know, that's why in certain ways, in certain respects, there are certain things that I admire about the generation younger than me. Um, for example, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Kids around, like my little sister is 25 years old. Kids around her age and a little younger, they're not taking no disrespect off nobody. Yes, there are a lot of young kids who are disrespectful, yes, but it's a lot of elders who are very disrespectful and they get away with it, all in the name of them being elders. And kids that's 25, 24, 23, they no, I'm grown. I pay my own bills, I pay my own rent. I pay my own lifestyle. You're not going to talk to me crazy. You're not going to talk to me and insult me and think it's all good and I'm supposed to love you and just hug you and kiss you every time I see you. No, that's not how life works. And I admire the youth for being that way. No, I have respect for myself that I'm not gonna let you just clown me or trash me every time I come around and think it's cool. Trashing somebody because they ain't married, trashing somebody because they don't have children, not knowing if the person has a problem with fertility or anything. But this is the things that are said to a lot of men and young men and young women in their families by elders. Hell, even outside of their families. You cannot even know a person. And they're like you could not have any relationship to a person who is an elder. And they will still talk to you crazy. No, don't have no relationship with you, don't not family, not a friend of the family, and they will still talk to you crazy at times just because they older. And it's like, do you know that's a dangerous game you playing? You can't assume that everybody was raised right and everybody has been raised to not say anything crazy or do anything to elders. Because there's some people that's not raised right. And the moment you say something crazy to them, they flying off the hinges. They cussing you out, calling you every name and under the sun, and they might put hands on you. And I don't advocate for the putting hands on you part. But you got to understand, if you're gonna have a sharp tongue, it's people in this world that have a sharp tongue too, and they not gonna hold their tongue because you're an elder just because they young. No, but yeah, I was thinking about that. And I say, man, you know what? When I was on live, I said I'm gonna make a video about this whole topic because it is a real thing that a lot of the younger generation have to deal with. And I'm gonna ask y'all in the comment section, how many times have y'all been even just handling business somewhere or at an establishment trying to get something done, and an elder just talk crazy to you because they older than you? That's happened to me, and I come with a peaceful disposition. I smile a lot. I don't come aggressively. I don't even look like I'm coming to do nothing to you. I don't look like I'm on that type of time. And I've had elders still talk to me snarky and nasty and mean spirited, all for the sake of I'm older and you younger and you just need to just take it because I'm older. Hell no, that's not a thing. You know, my father and my mother taught me in order to get respect, you got to give respect. They taught me to respect elders, but I just remember that too. In order to get respect, you got to give respect. And if you be disrespectful to people, you can't assume you just gonna get respect back if you disrespectful. Huh? This is what? No, that's not how life works at all. The energy you put out into the world comes back to you. So if you put nasty energy in the air, it's gonna be people that's gonna respond to you nasty and not give a damn. Especially the youth, just because you older. And nah, I don't believe in that, man. And we have given too many elders a pass to be horrible people, all because they older. To just, I mean, I've seen elders talk crazy to people, just nasty, and try to hide it behind words like baby and sugar. No, you can't talking about I'm wide as a goddamn football field and then throw baby behind it and think it's cool. You can't talk about, oh, you ain't never gonna have no significant other and you must ain't good worth for nothing, and then throw a baby behind it or sugar behind it and think it's gonna be cool. No, no. You can't talk about why a person ain't got kids every time they come around. You ain't got no kids. Ain't nobody found you good enough to mate with and all that. And think if you throw, uh, baby, baby, why you ain't got no kids? Don't nobody. Not, just because you put baby in front of an insult does not take away from the insult itself. And so I just wanted to put this PSA out there because listen, man, it's a lot of people who have to deal with this on a regular basis. It's people that don't talk to their own grandparents, don't talk to their own aunties, don't talk to their own uncles or great uncles and great aunties because of this. Don't talk to certain cousins that are older because hey, um, cousin, I don't know, I don't know, cousin Brenda is gonna say something crazy every time I come around. Every time I come around, cousin Brenda gonna comment about this and that. Cousin Brenda gonna comment about the fact that I went to school and I ain't in the field that I'm working in, or cousin Brenda gonna comment about the fact that I don't have any children yet, or I don't have a significant other, or I'm not married, or I didn't gain some weight, and yeah, that ain't cool. Nobody wants to be in a place where they're gonna get hurled with insults, especially a place you feel like you're supposed to get love at. The love is supposed to be around your family. And hey, I come up in here, all the elders, a lot of the elders, they just rude as hell. And even not around family, people who aren't family. If I'm coming in peace and I'm coming in with a peaceful mind state and a peaceful disposition, why am I being met with hostility and anger and disrespect and aggression? Why? Because you were elder and you feel like you can throw your weight around? No, I despise people who feel like they can throw their weight around because of their stature, whether it be the job they have, the degrees they have, the position that they are in, yeah, within their job, or the fact that they're an elder due to their age. I even talking to younger generation, I don't try to talk to them crazy because I'm older. I don't trash or belittle them because I think about how I would feel if a person was doing that to me. I think about how I would feel if a person was doing that to me. And some of y'all gonna see this video and say, something y'all younger generation soft, something. Nah, knock it off. Because y'all know, even some of the older people, that when it was happening to you, you wanted to go into the goddamn bathroom and cry and lock yourself in the bathroom. You just didn't have any courage to speak out about it. Right. And sometimes I can't blame some of you for not having the courage to speak out about it, because a lot of us were raised to just respect our elders no matter what they do. But this is a different time. This is a different era. And the younger generation ain't having that. They're not taking no disrespect off you for no reason, just because you older. They're gonna check you. Say, watch your mouth now. I don't advocate for nobody doing nothing to no elder or nothing like that. But hey, everybody can get checked when they are out of line. Everybody can get checked when they're saying things that are just completely disrespectful and that disregards people's feelings. Nobody has a license to be a sociopath due to age or life experience. I don't believe that. Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit the like. Let me say this before I go. So, elders, if you're watching this video, and maybe you're not like this, but if you know somebody like this, encourage them to be more kind to people in this world. Because we already got a whole bunch of BS that we got going on in the world, and as Black people in our communities in general, stuff that we got to deal with from people outside of our communities, right? We don't need other people in our communities throwing around a whole bunch of hate and throwing around a whole bunch of just ill feelings and throwing around just hostility for no reason. We don't need that. So if you're an elder, encourage another elder to be more kind to the youth when it's deserved. Right now, if the youth is out of pocket and just wild and obnoxious, which some of them can be, then yeah. But if they coming in peace and ain't nobody coming to disrespect you, don't be meeting youth with disrespect all because I'm old and you not. Let's stop that, y'all. Machiavelli Mills TV. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm out, y'all. Peace.